And she cares for you very deeply.
And I her, which is why I had to let her go.
Oh, missione secondaria.
Who among you is bold enough? Is that blade for hire, perchance? Because I have a mind to make a killing.
Figuratively, I hope.
Well, yes, and a passing caravan carried with it a rumor most fortuitous for one in my trade, that an elder dread Evis are aggressive beasts. Compelled as they are to acts of violence, few survive to maturity, but those that do develop a hide of phenomenal.
A hide you want to sell?
Eventually, yes. Though I would have it tanned first that it might be crafted into marvels the likes of which the world has never seen. Dread Evis skin is a rare thing indeed. But the worked hide of a well-aged beast, now that would fetch such coin that Gilbert himself might weep within. Bring me that beast's skin, and I will share with you the bounty of our
All right. I'll hunt your Evis.
Of course you will. When one lives in such troubled time, leave Tabor.
Oops.
I eagerly await your safe.
Old he may be, but it looks like there's still plenty of fight in him yet.
Aio. Ti piacciono molto i giochi horror? Itto? Notte.
Here's your hide.
I worried you might never return. Oh, as supple as a maiden's cheek. Clearly, my trust in you was not misplaced. You must be a hunter of considerable talent to have bested the beast. Join me as my honored partner. With my means and your might, we shall be as wealthy as...
I don't plan on making a habit of this. I'm busy enough as it is.
Very well. Though I believe fate had a hand in our meeting, it would be... Do not allow me to keep you from being about your business.
Missione secondaria, niente di che, sembrava quasi tipo una caccia. Pelle insanguinate 100.
Oh, there. Finally. No one was paying me this slight.
Is something wrong?
At the university, the students would hang on my every word. Sadly, this far from home.
The university?
A specialist in ancient cultures. The most accomplished in all Valisthea, some have said. Not that I look the... In my heyday, no obstacle could have kept me from my studies. Yet here I am, a wizened windbag. Best the answers I seek lying just beyond my head. Would you do an old man a kindness and brave the stairs in my stead?
Climb the stairs.
And memorize a few inscriptions for me. Some courteous soul is rumored to have carved clues to Tabor's rich history. 3 of them, to be precise. 1 each to the north, south, and east. I'm here in the hope that those carvings might shed light on a riddle, namely, the otherwise undocumented origins of Tabor's...
I can't promise I'll remember it.
Remember what you can. I'll piece together the rest. Make...
Con la memoria non sono bravo. Vediamo un attimino. Dici. Bene.
What golden plains might the wanderers have called home, I wonder? I should speak to the old scholar before I forget everything I've read. The engravings were in good repair.
Oh, what that I could have come. Don't tease me now. What did you... let's start with the engravings.
Ah, eccolo. Guardiani del grande cristallo, guardiani della Repubblica, i grandi e magnanimi guardiani moguri. No, quello non di certo.
Guardians of the Crystal, the first stones of Tabor, sacred hold thy noble blood. I'm pretty sure that was it.
Fascinating. It would seem the founders of this city were descendants of those fallen charged with... But whatever could have driven the Guardians so far from their sacred... the engraving to the north...
Viaggiatori dell'oceano, no. Viandanti delle piane dorate, pellegrini delle innevate pendici.
Wanderers of the Golden Plains, lay your roots in stone. With pride recall thy or I think that was it.
No doubt you're right. There are vestiges of nomadic customs in Tabor. Its guard... This is proving most enlightening.
Allora, figli dei cacciatori e servitori del dio Sole, non credo, figli dei cacciatori e coltivatori della terra, mi sembra questa, e invece figli dei cacciatori danzatori della forra. Allora, non capisco come mai non l'hanno allargato un po', visto che c'è tutto lo schermo, potevano tranquillamente allargarlo tutto senza dover mettere...
Now tillers of the land. That's all three.
And so... we add primitive farmer, 3 engravings, 1 for each guardians of the Mother Crystal, wanderers from across the plains, and little wonder it was so difficult to trace the roots of Tabor's culture. Those roots reach down through 3, nonetheless.
Too many stairs, Bah.
Missione completata. Non sono sicuro di aver fatto tutte e 3 le risposte giuste, ma... Moneta Goblin, wow. Una moneta Goblin. Forse no, non le ho fatte tutte giuste. Forse effettivamente se rispondevo tutte giuste mi dava una ricompensa più grande. O chissà. Al rifugio di Malta c'è una missione secondaria, andiamo a vedere cosa ci dà. Le missioni secondarie la maggior parte non sono interessanti, ma ce n'è stata qualcuna molto particolare che ci hanno sbloccato cose interessanti, tipo un'arma più forte, molto più forte di quella che avevamo, oppure magari in un caso è stato un chocobo. La nostra
Clive, just the man I was hoping to see.
La nostra chocobo.
And why is that?
You remember how some of Sir Wade's guardians took up residence here after the Akashic attacked? Well, now the rest have come to join him. Seems their barracks in the Lazarus have been lost to an ether flood. Now, I don't mind having a few more brave boys around to keep them animals at bay. I ain't daft after all. But we ain't got nowhere for 'em to bed down. Poor buggers are having to make do with haylofts and chocobo pens. I'd build 'em a new barracks here if I could. But where would I put 'em? There just ain't enough room up here on the rock. Which leaves us in a bit of a pickle. The people we're counting on to keep us safe are living like beggars.
I see.
And it isn't just that lot. There's bears to think about too. There's been more and more of them turning up lately, coming from all over looking for safe haven. But there's only so many we can shelter with the room we've got. We can't keep cramming more and more people into less and less space. What we need is a new home, and that's what I was hoping you might help me with.
Anche qua le quest secondarie sono doppiate la maggior parte. Veramente poche non lo sono.
Well, I reckon we could do a lot worse than Eastpool.
Eastpool. It's been a long time since I thought about that place.
It was a tragedy, what happened. But what's done is done. And those who lived there wouldn't have wanted the village they loved to be left in ruins.
I suppose you're right.
The blight might be pressing in, but I reckon it's got a good few years left in it. There's just one problem. A band of cutthroats have made it their den. Nasty bastards they are too. I would have sent someone to clear 'em out sooner, if my boys didn't already have their hands full. But now we've got a few more guardians of the flame to call on. I reckon it's time we made our move. What do you say?
I do. Eastpool was once home to people I loved. I won't have bandits.
And I know that I've already shared a few thoughts with Sir Wade about how we might be able to win the place, and I dare say he's got some ideas of his own too.
Of course.
Se te fai un raid, appena ricominci una nuova live o partecipa al raid, ricevi 250 punti solo nel tuo canale. Ok, esatto. Invece 450, quelli lì sono extra.
Not just yet. Let's hear Wade's plan first.
Wade.
So Wade, it's good to see you well.
And you, Lord Rossfield. And you.
I spoke with Martha. She tells me you have plans to free Eastpool.
That's right, though it was mostly her idea. I rather fear my men have been treading on her toes somewhat since joining us. No. And then there are the bearers. Men and women who found the courage to flee their masters and sought we need somewhere to settle them. And I can...
As can I, which is why I agreed to help you win him.
That's very kind of you. I'd be most grateful if you would. With you beside us, we shall soon send that rabble of rogues running for the hill.
So, what can you tell me?
That thankfully there aren't too many of them. Fewer than a dozen at our last count. And rather less, thankfully. The road that leads there will more than likely still be crawling with Akashic. A small force would suffice to clear the village. But if the Akashic were to follow them in...
I'll head into Eastpool and deal with the bandit. You and the Guardians can stay outside the village and fend off any Akashic who come too close. Make sure I'm not taken.
I can't ask you to bear all that risk yourself, my lord.
The Akashic are the bigger risk. I can handle a few bandits.
Well, I shall summon my men at once.
Shall I wait for you here?
No need, my lord. You go on ahead. We'll be with you.
All right. I'll meet you at Eastpool then.
We shall see you there. And may victory await our coming.
Va là, abbiamo il teleport più vicino. Ovviamente, sempre teleport. Ci risparmia tanto tempo. Tanto non credo che avrei fatto chissà quanta esperienza. Sicuramente ci saranno dei posti dove fare più esperienza rispetto a altri.
Who the hell are you? Kill them!
You will leave this place.
Or face the consequences.
Oh, via, via, via. Ok.
That's the end of that then. Or maybe not. What's that thing doing here? Doesn't matter. It goes too.
Non credo sia una buona idea usare Hamut qui. Ci vogliamo provare? Però di solito viene rallentato, perciò vediamo un attimino come va. Oh! Ecco, lo sapevo. pugno finale. Ok, niente di che come esperienza. Vediamo setaccio 16, cenere magica, sangue nero.
Any more surprises? I'll take that as a no.
Bravo. A magnificent display, my lord.
You were watching? I thought you were keeping an eye out for a Kashik.
We were. Put down more than a few on the road, then arrived just in time to see you slay that... whatever it was.
Let's hope it was the last of its kind. Though I expect you and the Guardians will be up to the challenge should another appear.
I would hope so, my lord.
Your men will be bringing the bearers who'll be living here, I assume. It might be best to send word for them to come right away, before any other unsavory characters move in.
Of course. I'll send orders for them to depart immediately. Leave it with me, my lord.
Home. Without masters.
No. We're the masters now. Our lives are our own at last.
That's all of them. And not a single Akashek in sight. Now to begin the important work of rebuilding the place. It won't be easy. Especially not after 5 years of beasts and blackguards having their wicked way with the place. The masonry might still be sturdy enough, but half the beams are rotted. Those that weren't lost in the fire or burned by the bandits, that is. It'll take a bit of elbow grease, but we'll see Eastpool rise again. Just you wait.
So wait. Lady Hannah is buried here. If you don't mind, I'd like Oscar to join the rebuilding efforts. He should be a part of this.
Of course. I couldn't agree more.
I'll let Martha know that everyone arrived safely. If you need anything more, you have only to send a Stolas.
And we will, my lord. Safe travels.
Eastpool lives again.
Let's go and tell Martha the good news.
Era un mesetto che non lo toccavo, perciò ho detto sì, no, lo voglio finire.
Ah, there you are.
Pian piano
All went
ci
well,
rimettiamo in
Sir
sesto.
Wade told me you got rid of the bandits while his lot kept an eye out. Nicely done. And what's all this about some shape-shifting nightmare showing up? On second thoughts, don't tell me. It'll only give me nightmares of me own. What matters is you did it. And now we can build our new village.
I suppose it will be. What will you call it?
What else? Eastpool. Sir Wade said it best. There's plenty bad happened to that place. But that don't undo the good that happened there. No need to throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Did Wade say that?
Well, something along those lines. Anyway, the poor souls might have made it to Eastpool, but their work ain't done yet. So the way I see it, if it's food or lumber or strong backs they need, the rest is ready to provide it.
Thank you, Martha.
No, thank you. You didn't have to help us.
I wanted to.
Poi per una piccola ricompensa come questa, 1080 di mora. E di Will. Setaccio, pelle insanguinata, meteorite.
You know what you have to do.
Or won't we?
Ah, potevo lasciarli parlare.
Clive, I fear that I must bid you farewell. As you know, our time grows short. The Lord Chief Justice's vultures are circling. Before we part, I want you to know that, though I may not always have been your most vocal ally, I trust you.
Thank you. I appreciate the sentiment, but his revenge.
It is the one I found, and it is all that I have lived for since that day.
But what of Lostwing?
I built Lostwing to achieve this aim. Once it is done, the village will... My comrades and I are sure of our cause, and we shall fight to the last. But there are those among us who cannot fight. I would place Lostwing in their hands, but a village home only to the frail and the infirm is not likely to stay a safe haven. And so, Clive, I find myself turning to you once more. Will you take them to your hideaway, that they might live, even should Lostwing?
I will.
Thank you. The people I speak of have withdrawn to Goten's Bales.
Understood.
Then the last of my preparations are complete. And may Griga guide us.
Giocavi a Warframe. Warframe, se non erro, è un po' datato come gioco, ma sicuramente ancora molto giocato, o sbaglio?
Waited in Gotan's Bay.
Everyone. Quinton has asked that you come with me. He can no longer guarantee your protection, but I can.
Well, if that's what the Master thinks best. Sid, none of us would be standing here today if we owe him our lives. So if he's saying we ain't safe in Lost Wing no more, it's because he ain't coming back. And if that's what has to happen, then so be it. That we get to see justice.
I hope so too.
Oi! You lot! Where's everyone else? They ain't already left, have they?
They've gone with Master Quinton.
What's wrong?
I've just come from the Justice's Manor. We have to get Quinton to call off the attack. It ain't just the Black Shields protecting the place. He's got a guard dog and all. A fucking monster. They don't stand a chance against that thing. If I don't get the message to them, they're all gonna fucking die.
No. Wait, Sid! Don't worry about us. You've got to catch up with him. We can't let Quinton die before that bastard does.
All right. I'll do what I can. Where is this manor?
It's way over to the east, through the woods.
Promise us, Sid. Promise us you'll do what you can.
Facciamo quello che possiamo.
I still haven't paid Quinton back for saving my life. So don't let him die. Not yet.
Beh, dovresti essere contento, non serve che paghi se muore. Ok, allora nulla. Ok.
Clive, look.
No. Don't tell me we're too late.
Dai, dai, dai.
Quinton, are you all right?
No. But I am alive. Which is more than I can say for my comrades. They followed me without question all the way here. And they died. For nothing.
This must be the guard dog. Quinton. I'll hold it off. You go.
But
your comrades didn't die for nothing. They died for you. Don't let their sacrifice be in vain.
I won't.
Come on, then.
That is no mere guard dog.
No. Just a rabid beast that needs to be put down.
Minas. Una chimera.
Nice try.
Ops. Oh, tutto sommato mi ricordo ancora come si gioca più o meno. Per un mese non ci ho giocato e dai. Poi bisogna anche dire che abbiamo fatto scontri finora semplici.
If only we'd arrived earlier.
E potevamo salvare qualche vita in più, è decisamente meglio.
Is it over?
It is. He wept and begged for mercy. And I cut him from ear to ear. Just as I dreamed of doing all these years. All my plans. Building a haven in Lostwing. Freeing bearers from their chains and recruiting them to my cause. It was all for this. But what is this? Justice? My faithful comrades. All those lives lost. So that I might take another.
Quentin.
Master Quentin! Oh, thank Grieger you're safe.
You?
And so are you. I'm so sorry. I tried to warn you about that thing. And I hate to say it, but there's more bad news. It's Lostwing. It's been flooded.
Come è stato inondato? Beh, in modalità facile ce la fanno tutti, sì, soprattutto se ti equipaggi alcuni, quelli che ti danno all'inizio, alcuni equipaggiamenti. Come cavolo? Ma che succede?
Lostwing. My Lostwing.
And look who's here.
They must have stolen in after we left, just before the flood struck. What if there are still people in there?
Don't be a fool.
Proprio un pazzo, Quentin.
Damn it.
Ma non mi dire che questa storia secondaria ha sbloccato una cosa così importante. Un cambiamento della storia. Beh, sarebbe molto carino, molto interessante. Ops, ho caricato male. Ti tocca fare un altro buco. Ops. Guarite 70 cenere magica, 15 sangue nero in stato guida. Ok.
I need to find Quentin. Quentin! Quentin! Look at me! Thank the Founder. He hasn't turned. I'm going to get you out of here. Welcome back to the land of the living.
Is Lostwing?
The flood has filled the valley.
I see. Then all is at an end. A strange way to achieve one's life's ambition.
No, Master Quentin. Save your strength.
Why? All that I strove for is gone. Only emptiness remains. I have nothing left to live for.
What the heck are you on about? You've got us, ain't you? Don't try telling me you only freed us so you could get revenge. We're more than that to you, and we all know it.
I thought you weren't coming back. But I prayed, and you did. There's got to be a reason for that, right? Can't we just go back to how it was? You know, you looking after us all.
Your work ain't over yet, Master Quentin. We believed that you were the right man to lead us, and we still do.
Your village may be lost, but it seems your people aren't, so long as you remain to guide them.
But why? Why would anyone follow me?
'Cause we're family, aren't we?
Family?
Yeah. And all our comrades who went with you, they felt the same. Lostwing weren't just a village. It was all of us.
It was. And as long as we're still here, it is too.
We can start again. Build a new Lostwing, right here in the Bales.
A fresh start. One life ends, and another begins. Why just a village? We could build towns. A nation. What's to stop us?
That's the Master Quentin we know.
Please. I am nobody's master. Quentin will suffice. After all, we are family.
Beh, è bastato poco se non altro a fargli ritrovare un po' di animo, un po' di felicità, un po' di speranza.
Permit me to withdraw my request. I will no longer be needing your help in looking after my...
I'll pretend you never asked.
But you must be rewarded for your efforts on our behalf.
A bottle or two of your finest red will suffice.
Of course. Nothing but the best. And I have a feeling that this year's vintage will be the finest yet. If you don't mind waiting, that...
I look forward to it.
Ci accontentiamo di poco, direi, eh? Soffia del vento, acrobazia crudele, riduci di 2,7 secondi il tempo di ricarica di acrobazia crudele. Insegna dell'impiccato, ok, un oggetto importante esibita nella camera di Clive. L'emblema dell'impiccato, la taverna del cuore di Ala Perduta. Il villaggio è un rifugio per gli oppressi, costruito intorno ad alcune rovine dei decaduti. Le rovine costituiscono i propri segreti con la stessa gelosia dell'enigmatico taverniere dell'impiccato. Meteorite. Bene. Interessante questa quest, perciò ha reso alla Perduta un posto pieno di nemici? Ma ci vuole molto tempo.
It just so happens that right at this very moment, we're...
And what talents would those be?
Why, your fearlessness
And your...
I'm listening.
Well, as I'm sure you're aware, when these dark skies swept over the Republic, so too Randalar has been particularly badly affected. Many of the capital's bearers have lost. None remain free for long, of course. But the army too is in disarray, and finds itself unable to provide for its new charges, which...
And you've been looking to buy, to make sure these masterless bearers remain...
Precisely. It's the perfect opportunity to free dozens more.
So where does my skill with a blade come in?
Though we may have the funds to buy these bearers, we have nowhere to house them. So we've been searching for a place where they can be resettled. Somewhere far from the... And we believe we have found one. Cashlock. The place was abandoned a long time ago. But
and so we seek the aid of a fearless swordsman to...
Ovvio, che l'aiutiamo.
Excellent. Theo, if you wouldn't mind making arrangements for the transportation.
Of course.
Sounds like you'll have your work cut out for you.
I will. We have an entire village to stock and furnish. Even if I begin right now, I'll be working day. So I'd better try to clear the place out before the wagons roll.
I'll do my best.
You will find a village in Chaidra's Thread, past Lateney's Cleft.
All right.
I'm sure you won't need it. This must have been a nice place once.
It will be again.
Che fai, cucciolo? Cosa hai visto? Mi sa che è entrata una creatura in casa. Sono al sicuro, mi sento al sicuro perché sono una gatta che già sta cacciando. Mentre noi siamo impegnati con dei segugi. Allora, devo dire che è possibile che ancora abbiamo a che fare con dei segugi. Mi sembra un po' alla Genshin che abbiamo ancora a che fare contro i villagers a fine gioco. Per carità, questi sono a livello 33. Ok. Ma sono forse anche possibili. Ma c'è l'allucinazione mia gatta. Difende la casa, non sei contento? Ma certo, ovvio. C'è chi si tiene un cane in casa e invece io ho i gatti.
You're finished.
I think that's the last of them.
I think you're right. Let's head back to Boklad.
Che succede?
Something the matter, Theodore? Quiet.
Those are our terms. I trust that you will give them your full consideration.
I shall. Thank you.
Him again.
Someone you know?
Yes. And, no. But enough about him. How did you fare down in Cashlock?
It's done. The village is safe now.
You made quick work of it, as always.
I should go and let Eloise know.
Don't let me keep you. But Clive, don't tell her I was watching her, will you? She'll only get upset. I'll explain everything once you've finished with your report.
All right. We'll speak then. Eloise, I just got back from Cashlock.
Thank you, Clive. Here, something for your trouble. Well then, now that you have laid the groundwork for our little... I suppose we'd better finish the job. The first thing we'll need to do is make sure our offer for the bearers is accepted.
You're still in negotiation?
We are. A trusted colleague has been dealing with the Fist on our behalf. But I suppose it's to be expected. This is the army we're dealing with, fighting. But we shall emerge victorious in the end.
Well, if you need any help.
I'm not sure I do.
Missione completata. Ok. Classici oggetti, nulla di nuovo.
Ah, Clive.
You wanted to talk?
The man I was watching earlier, the one speaking to my sister, he represents the Silver Peak Consortium. It's one of the bigger trading houses.
I don't think I've heard of them.
Well, every trader in Dharmekia has. They operate across the length and breadth of the Republic, and they're still expanding. They've been trying to get Eloise to join their ranks and judging by her reaction earlier, I'd say she had half a mind.
And you'd rather she didn't?
I would rather she did what makes her happy, and I would never deny her such an opportunity. Eloise saved me from slavery, and we have striven to save others like me ever since. But this was not the life my sister wanted, nor the one she deserves. I won't let her give up on her dreams again for my sake. She freed me from my bonds, and she must be freed from hers in turn.
Allora?
You're a good man, Theo.
I have always been grateful for what my sister did for me, and I want to repay the favor by letting her live her own life. But each time an opportunity to do just that arises, she turns it down.
She loves you.
And I love her. Which is why I want this time to be different. To show her that I don't need to be watched over anymore, though I'm sure I'll still need some help from time to time. I trust...
Always.
Thank you, Clive. Well then, I had better get back. These bearers aren't going to move themselves. That's a job for the Crimson Caravan.